What's up out there? We are back with some more Caustic Arrow. I know we keep going back and forth with this, but I actually gave Toxic Rain a shot, and I just cannot vibe with that skill at all. I think it's boring. Somebody said that it scales up as you play, and it scales better than Caustic Arrow. Caustic Arrow is better early on, like you hit harder, but it tapers off really quickly. You know what? I think I can live with that because this is more fun to play this than it ever was to play Toxic Rain. I can't stand Toxic Rain. You have to shoot and wait for it to come down. This exact same build, like I've changed really nothing from a passive tree, no gear, nothing like that. The only thing I did was swap some colors on my gear and swap some skill gems out so that I could run Caustic Arrow. And this thing it went from where I could barely run tier 1 maps, tier 2 maps. Like I could run them, but they were not fun. And it was just miserable to, hey, I can run up to tier 4, tier 5, no problem. And tier 1, 2, they were going along just fine. I was leveling up. Everything was cool. I've been trying to run like tier 8, tier 9, tier 10. Those get to be a little bit rough unless I roll them as magic. But, I mean, to be honest, I've been rolling my Exsanguinate build pretty light, too, just because this league has been extremely rough. And I just find myself not wanting to roll too difficult of maps. It just gets to be... I just get tiresome of it, you know. You don't want to just grind hard content constantly. It just... I don't know. It just doesn't. It's not that fun. I don't want to say I want to roll content. Oh, there's the boss. I don't want to say that I want to just absolutely roll the content and not ever have a problem. But man, some of this stuff is just so miserably painful to play. You play a couple of real difficult maps and you're like, all right, I'm kind of done with that. There should be another boss around here. Yeah. Didn't realize I was getting to the boss so fast. These guys killed me hard last league. I don't remember fighting these things in previous leagues, but this carrion thing sucked last league. So at any rate, I have switched back. Oh, that about got me. I have switched back to, yep, got it. Found him. So I've switched back to Caustic Arrow. Real quickly, what I've done is just basically change the colors on this to all green. So we've got Caustic Arrow, Greater Volley, Vicious Projectiles, Void Manipulation, and Chain Support. I think the Chain Support works well with this Caustic Arrow. It seems to, so I'm giving it a shot, trying that out. And then my Toxic Rain of Withering is basically the exact same thing that it was. Instead of dropping totems, though, I've got Mana Forged Arrows tied to it with Void Manipulation, Life Tap, and Efficiency. So I don't think I've changed anything else as far as skill gems or anything. I did find a Ming's Heart, which has got a lot of Chaos Res, 63% Chaos Res off of this ring alone. And you gain 52% of Fizz damage as extra Chaos, which I think applies to this. I'm assuming it does. I also found these Brine Rot Whalers, which unaffect Shock Ground, which is whatever, ancillary. 20% increased global physical damage, which is probably not necessarily for this build, but it's got lightning resistance, movement speed, and increased projectile damage. So I figure it's got to apply somehow, some way to this. We get out of here and charge forward. And then I've got my automation rolling and everything. If there's any complaints that I have to this, it's that I need to play it more. We're currently level 77. And I need to play this more. I've spent a few hours playing it just to kind of retool some things. Oh yeah, I did redo my my passive, not my passive tree. Let me get to a spot here. I did not redo the entire passive tree. Make sure I'm safe. I didn't redo any of the passive tree. Like, this is what it was. We're in chaos damage and atrophy and stuff like that. We've got plenty of chaos damage over time, everything that should apply to these skills here, except instead of coming off this way like I'm supposed to, I just started putting a couple of points over here for extra projectiles, pierce. This was some of the stuff from that poison build that I tried. I don't want to try, I'm not trying to blend a couple of things together. Like, I might go into multi-shot so we get extra projectiles out, because I do like the number of projectiles that comes out. I like the, what is this, greater volley. There's greater multiple projectiles or something like that. It actually fires out in a cone. I don't like the cone. I like this. It's more like a lawnmower. I kind of like this one a little bit better. So, and like I said, I don't like, I really don't like having to throw down totems. I did enough of that last league with, get off my ass, spider. I did enough of that last league with, Bone Shatter. And that's kind of why I'm not really wanting to play Bone Shatter this league, is the totems just suck. I wish they would redo melee in some meaningful way so that it's not throwing totems. That's some of the most boring gameplay you can have. I am not a fan of it, and I really just don't feel like dealing with that this league either. So I'm not. My Bone Shatter build is kind of there as a last resort, like if I couldn't get anything running in this league, or running with the other characters that I have. But this is going fine, so we're good. Let me dump this stuff off here real fast so that I don't forget about it. Then I've got some currency built up. Get this stuff taken care of really quickly. And I am running low on currency. My orbs of regret are fairly low. I'm running really low of orbs of alchemy for some strange reason this league. But at any rate, I am on the right path with this build. We've got chaos damage on my bow with a little bit of fizz leached as mana. That helps a little bit buffer that. I've got a vile arrow quiver. I finally realized that they do have such a thing as a chaos damage quiver. So we've got this on here. And I don't know, my gear's okay. It's getting by. I spent enough time on this build to make it actually kind of comfortable to play and not miserable to play. Oh, I also wanted to point out that I did switch over from Pathfinder over to, what do we got? Yeah, it was Pathfinder, I think. Whatever this is. I can't remember what this is. Totally mind farting here, but brain farting. But whatever this is, I switched from, I think I was on Pathfinder. Now I'm questioning even that. But I've switched over so that I get Ricochet and Endless Munitions. So this build was actually a Pathfinder build, and I've switched over to whatever this is. I totally can't remember. But whatever this Ascendancy is. God, words are just like not coming to me all of a sudden. But whatever this Ascendancy is, I've taken it, and I actually regret orbed off. That costs a lot. So it's like 5, 10, 15, 20 regret orbs to get rid of those. And then you have to run the lab and do all that. So I've got this. We're on this, whatever this is. It's not the potion one. It's this one that gives you all the attack damage. My build guide was for the Pathfinder, and I switched over to this. I might go into Mirage Archers. I'm not sure. If I get a 6-link, I might take that. I'm not sure what else I will take. I don't know if I want Far Shot or I don't want Bleed. I'm not sure what else I'm going to take on this, so I haven't really pushed into labs yet. I don't, like I said, I'm not sure if I want to take Mirage Archer or whatever, or go off in this direction some way. But anyway, I've redone this. My passive tree is still the same. The only thing I'm doing is adding some nodes over here, potentially adding nodes here, and then trying to decide what to do here. I'll probably come off of this way like I'm supposed to for the other half of it, which I think we're getting like spell suppression or something like that, or skill duration or something over this way. Whatever it is, I'll probably finish off. But anyway, that's enough of this build. Let's talk about Exsanguinate. Over on the Exsanguinate side of the house, I have my resistances fixed. So I found a way of getting, and I need to run some Blessed Orbs on that at least to get that up to 23%. But I've switched out these Amethyst rings. The rings that I did have, I switched out to these. And this one here has Fire, Chaos, and Cold Res on it. And a big Chaos. So it's got 23% plus 27% chaos on that one ring alone, and then another 26% fire and 26% cold. It's got a decent evasion and some max life on there. And then this one's got a little dex, which I really don't need. I don't care about the added lightning damage, energy shields, whatever, but this has another big double of chaos resistance, like another 50-some% of that. We've got Fizz leached as life. And then I had to put craft 25% cold res on here. So big changes there. And then hits taken as lightning damage, increased cast speed, which helps out a little bit. I got some of the implicits changed. We've got increased evasion. Gain an endurance charge every 15 seconds. So that's an endurance charge instead of a power charge. I found out the power charge is for crits, and I'm not worried about crits, but this thing here, this endurance charge, gains physical damage reduction and elemental res for each endurance charge they have. So this helps out that, so that I figure that's a good implicit to park on for now. And then we've got increased life regen and damage per endurance charge, which we're gaining endurance charges. So when I got that, I thought, cool, I'm going to gain a little bit of benefits off of that. That's really all the changes that I've made. I don't think there's anything else as far as gear. I want to change these weapons out so badly, but I just haven't been getting there. All right, let's run a map real quick. Passive tree is basically the exact same as what it was last time, but I have been getting damage over time jewel sockets on here. This one's got dual wield damage, a little strength and intelligence, which I can use the int always, and then global fizz damage while dual wielding, and fire and lightning res. So again, we're doing way good on the resistances. I could probably take purity of elements off. It's getting kind of close, but this is going very well. Oh yeah, I forgot about these guys. And I'm running this as a red map. I probably shouldn't have ran this. Oh well. Well, we're gonna find. Why did that? Oh, I know why. I'm used to hitting the E key for doing curses and stuff, and so I just smashed the E key, and totally not what I wanted. All right, what are we running here? I think this is it's like a tier 10, 12, something like that, maybe map. What are we running down here? Maybe it's tier 12. I'm not exactly sure. I'm running the last few red maps that I have. I'm not going to run that Jun mission right now. I just want to get to a boss and show off where the build's going. With these resistances that I have, this build is shining brightly. A lot of the issues that I've had has been because of the resistances. Just dying, randomly dying. The killing has not been bad. I don't know why I keep running into the ice thing. Sometimes I'm running into stuff off the screen. I still have the odd death here and there, but for the most part, I've been doing fairly well. I have not been juicing my maps very strongly, though. That's the one thing. Okay, we can't do chaos. We can't do chaos, so that won't hurt this. There should be the boss area over there. There's lightning. Where's the boss? Oh, I forgot to turn my buffs on too. Kind of want to go back and do that expedition zone, but I might save that for come back later. Really just want to get to the boss, show that off real quick. So basically what you do with this build, the way that I play this, is you get your dot damage going with Exsanguinate, and then you hit them with that Reap. So you let the Exsanguinate percolate for a little bit in the background, and then hit that Reap, because Reap builds up stacks of damage that don't affect the Exsanguinate part. But the Exsanguinate part will percolate and work on while the other thing's going. So you don't have to keep applying Exsanguinate. You can just smash that down. Or keep smashing them with the other thing. Where is the... Oh, okay, I see. Oh, guess I missed one. The really cool thing about Exsanguinate is it reaches around corners, goes around a lot of different areas. Like, you can absolutely kill a lot of creatures. I've had this thing slow my screen down. The more I juiced some of these maps and the more creatures that are on there, the worse this thing slows down, and it gets pretty noticeably slow. So you hit this thing with Exsanguinate, and then you drop Reap on it a few times, and then problem solved. You have no problem, no more problem anymore. Monster gone. So that's it. That's my Exsanguinate build in action. It's not very high of a map. The unfortunate side is I have no maps right now. I need to work. That's why I'm kind of running this other stuff, is I need to do a lot with mapping because I have none. I do have Drox, the Enslaver, and the Forge of the Phoenix. I've got some of those maps. Some of that came from the season pass, and I can run those, but I want to make sure and get those Maven witnessed. And I'm at the point where I can do, I've also gone through this much to where I can get the Maven witnessing some of this stuff. I did the Polaric Invitation, so I should be ready to run the Exarch. However, I'm out of high enough tier maps to get there. Same thing with this. I need higher tier maps, and I think I'm on, I don't know where I'm at on the Eater, but I'm not far enough to get, you know, I don't have enough progress to get with far enough along with him either. And I want to start farming on the Exarch, I think. I pushed the Maven as far as I could because she was still at like tier 12 plus maps. So that's done. The fights for her invitation have gone very smoothly. The Bone Shatter fights from last league sucked. They were very difficult going up. This build feels great, especially with all the resistance I've got. I'm kind of torn on my armor. Like, I'm running armor and evasion gear, but I could see myself running energy shield or armor and energy shield or evasion energy shield. I could try and swap some of this gear out. And some of this, like item level 47, I'm looking for a better helmet, but helmets are hard to find, man. They don't seem to drop much. But I need to rethink what I want to put on here. Like, I could see myself putting a little more energy shield into this or something, a little more buffer into that. But I don't know. That's something else I need to work on. The next thing is, this character is at level 90, which is the starting point for the armor stacker. So I need to start running Heist. I've got a whole bunch of Heist stuff built up. I've been running Heist down here. I've got some of these story contracts on here I've been running. So I'm starting to work towards that, towards learning that. And I finally rolled around where I have 101 of 115 maps found. So I've got a lot of this done. I still have some of these that I need to corrupt, but I don't have Vol Orbs for them. I just either found them on the Kirok thing and ran them, or whatever, either by running them through here, which, you know, some of these come up corrupt, some don't. And then I've ran myself out of the scouting reports. But anyway, I do now have, wrong thing. I do now have all three of my Atlas skill trees set up and unlocked. So I've put some unmakings on this one. This was my main one. I actually started going back into Betrayal on this one. We've got Betrayal in here. I think I'm fully into Betrayal. I'm basically fully into Expedition and a little bit of Scarabs, a little bit of map regen, and any more points I get, I think I'm going to put into map generation just so I don't lose them, or into Strongbox. What was I looking for? The Cartographer's Strong Boxes. I might go into those a little bit. I also went into this Cartography Scarabs. I need to get maps. That's going to be the next big thing, is just trying to get maps so I can finish off the red maps. Then on my second tree, I couldn't figure out what I wanted to go into. This is the one I have Heist and Essence on. So I went into Bestiary. I thought that'd be kind of a cool one to do. I didn't really feel like doing Ritual or Delirium or any of that stuff. Beyond, I did Beyond last league. I didn't like it all that much. It was kind of boring. Ultimatum, I don't care about. The thing with Heist is you can get uniques and stuff out of it, and I'm looking for some certain uniques, so I went into that. And then on my final one, the first thing I did is went right up in here and picked all the bossing nodes up. So we've got Eater, Conquerors, Shaper, and Elder. I did not take Destructive Play yet, but we've got Synthesis and Searing Exarch. So we've got all of the bossing stuff picked. I don't think I've left anything out. That's ready to go. And then I started, with the map drought that I have, I started speccing into the Kirok stuff in here, so that we get chance for Kirok missions and things like that. I figure even if I have plenty of maps, that's probably a good thing to have on this, to keep generating maps as I go, because if I'm killing all this other stuff and they're generating maps, like you get chance for some of this stuff in here was this one. Tier 1 through 15 maps have a 10% chance to become one tier higher, or Final Boss has a 5% chance to drop an additional connected map. Like, that seems like a good thing to have for all the bossing that I want to do. So I don't think I want to go into, for other bossing, like the Maven stuff, let's see, the hidden, with the Zoffs and tools and that kind of thing. I need to do that through Breach. I don't want to do Breach on here. And then you've got like the Alluring Abyss, Chayla's Domain and stuff like that. Those are different maps too. So I'll probably pick those up on one of the other Atlas passives that I got. But anyway, that is the big update that I have. I think today is Thursday. I think I'm going to take Friday off. I'm going to do my best to take Friday off. I don't want to play. I've been playing a lot over the since League start, and I'm a little bit burned out. I really want to push forward, and every time I turn around, I unlock something cool. Like I now have this tree. But the problem is I'm out of maps, and I need to grind stuff out, like Kirok missions and stuff like that. So I need to run a lot of low-level stuff, like run with my Caustic Arrow build or something like that. Like I need to do a lot of things that's going to take some grind, and I need to be fresh to do that, or I want to be fresh to do that. So I'm going to do my best to take a day off and get away from this game for a little bit, do something different. I don't know what, but just get away from it for a little bit. I'm going to try. Can't guarantee it, but I'm going to try and hopefully come back fresh for the weekend and then really hit it hard and get some of these maps and stuff unlocked. So that will do it for this video. We will catch you on the next one. Take care.